The so-called moral issue. Of course, I don't listen to the news anymore, realistically, because it really doesn't make sense. So these moral issues, the idea of morals, I hardly hear it anymore. I think it's went through its phase, but again, some people will bring it up, the moral majority or whatever, these ideas. And then you get into the kind of the abrasive part of it, which is sin. Okay, so you got to throw that in there too. But I see the sin idea because it's more abrasive. It's more, pushes, you might say, makes the individual grovel more. But really what it does is it also creates guilt. And that's the whole idea of it. So this is all psychological is what it is. These ideas, they're really a psychological marketing to keep people obeying basically to the system is really what it is. And so they will use these different ideas. And so to get through all this, to have a better understanding, again, it's a lot. We're oppressed by these things because we've accepted them too, unconsciously, consciously, and mainly unconsciously. We've went along, we've accepted these things. Now we're waking up and we see that, okay, where do these things fit with our experience? And so we decide, yeah. And there again is, the animals in nature, the birds, the animals, etc. Call them creatures, but I don't call them creatures. Okay, these are the big businesses of today. I would say the sharks, the land sharks, or these are the creatures that roam the earth because they're doing funny things. So, but again, each person is going to decide, and the moral aspect, I would say one side of it is we learn these things, moral ethics, understanding. I use the word honor, okay, to simply being honorable, like a handshake and saying, yes, I'll do that. But today it's contracts with lawyers and all these different things that supposedly this is going to keep the person honest and morally straight, or whatever the idea is with, the transaction that's going on. This is the business world. This is how it is, so we play the game. So each person is going to figure this out for themselves. The biggest one, yes, is the sin idea, and that's to create guilt. That's very obvious. There's no two ways around it. So we've all, been subject to ourselves and the world, and so we make the choices to try and figure this out, to try and get through it. It's kind of like a person. I've known people that, they take medications, and all of a sudden, without them thinking about it, they're thinking that, the medications are a benefit, but after a while, they actually become addicted to the medications and aberrated because of them, and then it becomes a must to where they, they can no longer get the prescriptions, as an example. And so they will pay all kinds of money to get so-called illegal prescriptions. We'll just use that idea. So again, all of a sudden, unconsciously, the individual is subject to themselves. So, and we're subject to everything here, and the moral factor and the sin factor and all these things. It's how each person accepts this and identifies with it. So yes, there's a lot to see and go through, and we've all been raised a particular way. And many of us by our parents, and many times the parents are into some kind of religion or belief or something. It's understandable because this is all they knew. It's just like when I was raised mainly by my mother. She wasn't religious at all, etc. Fortunately that I didn't have to go through that, but I did have to go to Sunday school when I was young, and I didn't like that at all. Eventually I didn't have to go anymore. But again, these are the social things, like the moral idea. But the sin is a big one, and you'll see the TV evangelists, they like to use that all the time. That gets people's attention, doesn't it? Because they're afraid, and that is connected to guilt and fear. Fear is the big one. It's to get people around, just the average person that's okay, but to get them around to be afraid. That's the big controlling factor, and then they're open to more tap lines. Yeah, so this is very interesting where all this leads to. One person at a time, yes. And so this is where it takes a full amount of attention. That's where I've situated my life like I have, because you know what? The world is not waiting, and it only has so much time. And this is my adventure. I take the risk to do it full time.
This planet Earth needs a lot of help from all of us right now. Dean Val of NUUU, Nations United, UNUversal, UNUversity, is contacting people around this world every day to share the importance of the all-natural environment supporting all of us. Dean Val and Duane Lee Hepner.org 501c3 have created CAN, Community Action Network, to help all communities become aware of how to be self-sufficient with permaculture and food and rainforests. We are always looking for real people to step up, who want to learn what life on this earth is all about. We will be leasing large portions of land to create something wonderful for all communities everywhere. Contact Val Vittles on Skype and Facebook to get involved with what we all can do now, or through the phone number provided or the website in the links. Duane the Great Writer.net. Join us for weekly environment awareness Skypes every Sunday at 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The NUUU, Nations United, UNUversal, UNUversity, is dedicated to supporting and providing a real purpose and real awareness with the all-natural environment supporting all of us. First comes this earth with food and rainforests, and to protect what is still here. For those who have the awareness to see what is actually taking place here, with all the natural devastation, which is also purposely planned by world controllers, you now have a real opportunity to step up and do something with those who also care about your planet Earth. Duane Lee Hepner has created the NUUU, Nations United, UNUversal, UNUversity, which completely entails the all-natural environment everywhere, and a real education that has real value, and that far surpasses any commonly created indoctrinating educational system that does not focus on what sustains all of us naturally. Real survival makes sense with everything here that is self-sustaining.